Aloha. It was wonderful meeting you today. Here's what we're going to be doing. The high G, the C, E, and A. Now I guess the first thing to do is just talk about sharps and flats. So if I have a high G, I can go up a half step and make it a G sharp. Now if I go up another half step or a minor second, both the same thing, I get a major second. Now a major second is comprised of two minor seconds. So a major second is just nothing more than a whole step. A C to a D is a whole step. Because C to a C sharp, or a D flat, same name, that would be a half step. So what we do is, this first exercise, spider exercises, we're just going to take our first finger on our plucking hand, first finger on our chord hand, and we're going to work that up all of our frets. Now, since you already have great technique, I don't need to tell you that you don't play on the nut or the metal fretting. You play in the middle on the fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, and 12. That will bring us full circle right to our octave note. So on the high G, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. There is no E sharp, but an F is an E sharp. F sharp, G. So we learn those as we go. You don't have to know all the names right now. And as we learn these chords, it's going to make a lot more sense that the relative chords, like a F major that has an F and an A in it, C and another A, if you lay your finger down, you get a D minor. Just by adding that one note, it changes where those triads are. So the idea is, we try and do muscle memory with our spider exercises, going through all of these frets, using our one finger over here on our plucking hand, not stopping, just keeping this going. The whole purpose is to let go of a little of the tension of our thumb that's laying in the back, and even kind of take it off if we need to. So you realize that you're not really chord dependent on that thumb gripping this thing. If you do have your thumb on here, a great way to do is just right in the middle, pointing straight up. Never really want it pointing up the middle of the headstock. So when we do these for 5 minutes every day at night, we just get a little collectively faster. If you find that these have become a little bit too easy, you can either change the direction and go down, which is a different feel, but same concept, and then keep with it. You know, you can go up a fret and do the same sort of motion with keeping with the 4. This is going to help you jump from one fret to another and find your frets and be able to go and do some sort of melodic movement. These spider exercises are the core at making these little muscles in between our ligaments, our tendons, connecting all the way back here. If you make any chord and you notice when you move your fingers that muscles move, that's what I mean by muscle memory. It's just where your muscles have never really been used in this fashion before, and they're defining what they're going to be doing depending on your neuron synapses and how your brain tells you to move your hands and function at the same time. Now this is hard. We have to breathe and think about chords and move our hand up and down and have tension and do this, which is why spider exercises should kind of be brainless. Just getting the note to come out and then utilizing first finger. When you get good with the first finger, try your second finger. Move it all the way up. When you get done with your second finger, try the third, and dare I say, even if you do the pinky, you might not ever use it, but it gives you great coordination and strengthens that little finger. This thusly moves us on to the second exercise. Take any chord that you have. A good one is the C major. Play on the 1, and then keep your hand going for the remainder of those beats. So if we had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, we would keep that same fashion. Now on the 1, switch, and I hold that chord out forever, it seems like, and then play on the 1 again, switch again. So if I were to do like a little word recognizing, I'd say play, switch, keep that right hand going, play, switch, keep that right hand going, play, switch, keep that right hand going. Something along those lines, that you just remember that you want to switch sooner than later. Why wait all that time when you can do it right now and wait all that time? What happens is when we play on the 1 and 3, if we're already used to moving our fingers around, or if it's a multiple chord, like let's say a G major, 2, 3, we layer our fingers in the beginning. We put 1 down, and we forget to keep the right hand going. So what we'd like to do is keep this right hand going and then form the other chord. And at a certain period of time, you'll find that they don't layer, but they actually move together. And this will happen over a week or two. It's just one of those processes that the brain just goes, well, let's cut out some time here. Let's cut out some steps. And then once you're doing these on just the quarters, going back and forth, that means you can do that with these eighth notes and switch in between these different chords. And then, dare I say, even 16th notes. I need to practice more. So that's the whole idea. Rhythm on every chord. So C2, 3, 4, C2, 3, 4, C2, 3, 4, C2, 3. Now half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now all quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems kind of simple in C. It's a lot harder with chords that have 2 fingers and 3 fingers, and dare I say, like the F sharp minor, D major 7, 4 fingers. So what happens is, once we learn how to do these chords, the F sharp minor is a great example of that, because I could take this thing and scoot it down right here, and I have an F minor. If I played an F major and I practice on making this F minor, I would not have a finger to put back there for that C sharp when I go up to F sharp. So by playing it with these fingerings, I actually have that finger free. That's the whole point of doing teeter-totters. So this, plus other great concepts like trills, hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, jumping from one note to another, knowing how far your hand goes up the fretboard, being able to hear notes going in a vertical fashion of a whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Knowing that a major chord comes out of a whole tone to a whole tone to another whole tone, half tone, whole tone, whole tone, whole tone, and then a half tone. Everything that we learn out of there bases this Ionian mode, or a major scale. So what we learned today, majors have a 1, 3, 5, minors have a 1 flat 3, 5. So if you can play every C major, C minor, D major, D minor, E major, E minor, F major, F minor, G major, G minor, A major, A minor, B major, B minor, B diminished, and then C. You could go through all the diminished as well. So the correlation we didn't get to this week is there are 4 types of chords. Now you know majors and minors, which you already knew, and then we'll talk about augmented chords and diminished chords. All rely on a manipulation of that 1, 3, 5. I hope you enjoyed today. I surely did, and I will see you next week. Aloha.